Okay, so we are continuing our football club history series. We're staying in France. We're going to the region of Lorraine in France, and we're looking at FC Metz. Now, they're founded in 1932. They play at the Stade Saint-Symphonin, capacity of 25,636, and the current FC Metz is a merger of some amateur clubs. One of those amateur clubs originally started under the German Empire before World War One. Hence, there's some interesting stuff that happens with FC Metz during their history, because World War Two starts. Germany invades France in 1940. The French surrender. The fall of France in 1940. The Free French obviously would continue. Metz is actually reincorporated back into Germany, and FC Metz play in the German Gauliga Westmark division in the German football system, regional football system, under the name FV Metz between 1941 and the liberation of France in 1944. Now, the city of Metz is devastated in World War II. The stadium they play in at the time is just annihilated with aerial and artillery bombardment and street fighting in the city of Metz. So they don't return to the French League system for a full year after the resumption of play. They don't return until 45-46 season, a full year after the French League system has resumed, partly for morale purposes. Now, their longest spell in the top flight is between 1967 and 2001. They last played in the top flight in the 2005-2006 season. So it's been a while. Now, in 2012, they were relegated to the Championnat National, which is the third tier of French football. They wouldn't stay there long, but that's their low point in the modern era. However, during their long spell of stability in Ligue between 67 and 2001, they defeated Barcelona in the Nou Camp in the Cup Winners' Cup in the second leg of the 84-85 Cup Winners' Cup. When they're playing the knockouts, obviously, because it was straight knockouts at the time, 6-5 on aggregate, and they did actually batter Barcelona in the Nou Camp, one of the few French clubs to actually beat Barcelona away. They also played in the Champions League in the 98-99 season. They had several appearances in Europe during this period. Now, the reason why they qualified for the Champions League in the 98-99 season is they were runners-up in the league that year. And it went right down to the wire that season. It really did. They nearly won the French League. But they've won 4 major trophies. So let's have a look at their major trophies. They won the Coupe de France in the 83-84 season, and they won it again in the 87-88 season. So they've won the French Cup twice. The French League Cup, the Coupe de la Ligue, which has since been sort of suspended since 2020. It may resume, it may not. We'll see what the French Federation does. They've won that twice. The 85-86 season is the first time. And more recently, in 95-96 season. That is their most recent trophy. So they've got 4 major honours to their name. They were also runners-up in the 97-98 season in the league. And it literally went down to the last day of the season. And we can look at the 97-98 French season because it is a bit ridiculous. Now, their major rivals are AS Nancy and RC Strasbourg Alsace. They're their main rivals. AS Nancy is... Nancy is one of the other big cities in the Lorraine region. That's the Lorraine Derby. And Strasbourg, obviously, their full name is Racing Strasbourg Alsace, is in the Alsace region of Alsace-Lorraine, which is that far eastern area of France that's been fought over between the French and the Germans for many, many centuries. German states and French Burgundian regions have fought over this area. They're their 2 biggest rivals. Now, Metz, as I say, very interesting club, has a very interesting history. It has played in the German league system. The forerunner clubs that formed it played in the German league system. And it's in an area of France that a lot of people actually speak German. And a lot of the place names are German, like Metz. It's a very German-sounding name. But there we go. There's a brief history of FC Metz. Been outside the French top flight for a little while now. They were at their peak in the 80s and 90s. That's when they were like one of the top sides in France, very competitive, and they nearly won the French title right at the end of the 98 season, going down to the final day. As I say, 4 major trophies to their name, which is not bad. But as I say, it's French football. Doesn't get the recognition some of these clubs deserve. It doesn't get talked about enough. I think PSG has sort of ruined French football, personally. And I've done my video discussing French football finance last summer. But clubs like FC Metz, Stade Lavallois, and the next club we're doing, I think, do deserve a little bit of attention. There's a lot of French clubs I've got to do videos on, and I thought it would be interesting to change tack a little bit and change direction, because we've looked at a lot of clubs in England, Scotland, Germany, We've looked at clubs in Wales, the Republic of Ireland, Scandinavia. Haven't done many on French clubs, so it's kind of nice to dive down this rabbit hole. But for me for now, thank you very much for watching. I would love to hear from some of my French viewers. I know I have some, and French subscribers in the comments section. But for me for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll have some more content for you all very, very soon.